As a parent, doing all you can to give your baby a great start in life is perhaps your biggest challenge, right? Including tummy time in your daily routine is a great way to do this, with many, many benefits for both you and your little one. It assists their development in lots of areas, including crawling, hand-eye coordination, and it also helps strengthen their head and shoulder muscles. In today's episode, I'm going to tell you all about the ins and outs of tummy time, and I've got a free resource to share, which I'll tell you about at the end of the episode. I'm infant massage instructor Helen Thompson. Hello and welcome to First Time Mums Chat. Being a parent for the first time is challenging and changes your life in every way imaginable. To help ease your transition into parenthood, I aim to offer supportive, holistic approaches and insights for mums of babies aged 4 weeks to 10 months old. My goal is to assist you to become the most confident parent you can and smooth out the bumps along the way. This podcast is brought to you by My Baby Massage, so let's do this together. This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Please contact a medical practitioner if you are concerned or have any medical issues. Tummy time is one of the baby's first exercises, and it is the most important. It is crucial exercise for your baby's visual, motor and sensory development. It is also excellent for their spatial awareness, as it encourages them to move their head and it builds and strengthens head and shoulder muscles. In this podcast, I will be discussing some of the many benefits of tummy time and why I have chosen these particular benefits, why it is a vital part of your baby's development, what can you do to encourage your baby to enjoy tummy time, and a very brief overview of the development milestones that tummy time can assist with. As tummy time is so valuable for your baby's development, I'm going to share a special gift at the end of this podcast, so please take the time to listen to the end. So let's get started with a few home truths around tummy time. Research on the benefits of tummy time for infants has found that it improves gross motor development and prevents, I'm not very good at pronouncing this, but brachycephalopathy. It's where the back of the infant's head is flattened as a result of spending a lot of time on their backs. If you notice this is the case with your baby, tummy time can help, but please speak to a medical practitioner or physiotherapist if you are at all concerned about your baby's condition. One of the most common questions I'm asked by parents is, my baby loves to sleep on the tummy. Is that tummy time? Well, no. I would advise against putting your baby to sleep on their tummy, as research suggests that this can cause SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. Putting your baby to sleep on their back decreases the chance of SIDS. New babies need to lie flat rather than being propped up or on an inclined seat or scrunched into a bucket-shaped seat such as the car seat. Lying flat allows them to breathe optimally and get all the oxygen they need, and it also encourages their spine and hips to develop properly. Babies can begin tummy time as a newborn and continue throughout your baby's first year. It is important they are supervised at all times. Babies who spend a lot of time scrunched into a bucket-shaped seat, such as the car seat, are not being given exercise to move around and kick the legs and stretch your muscles. This is one of the reasons why I believe tummy time is so vital for mums to start as early as possible. Newborns can start by skin-to-skin contact on the chest, and instead of putting them in a pram, you can use a baby carrier. This way, you also have the advantage of being able to do things when you're out and about and they are still getting some kind of tummy time. Let's get into the benefits of tummy time. As I said before, there are so many benefits to tummy time, both for you and your baby. The ones that really stand out for me are as follows. It builds and strengthens the baby's head and shoulder muscles. It can alleviate trapped wind and colic and may assist with constipation. It supports their core muscle strength. It helps your little one to practice reaching and pivoting skills, which helps with the start of crawling. It also helps to develop their gross and fine motor skills. For the parents and carers, it helps parents to bond and communicate with the little one. It gives parents an opportunity to play with the baby at their level as they lie on the floor. It helps parents to become more aware of the baby's developing milestones. For example, as they start to lift themselves up and they start to use their head and shoulder muscles and eventually move into the crawling position. It also promotes the nurturing hormone of oxytocin, which helps promote trust and empathy and bonding with your baby. There are 5 additional ones that also stand out for me that I'd just like to mention before I go on to the next bit of the podcast. It helps with crawling and sitting and rolling, and it helps to strengthen their hand-eye coordination. It stimulates their senses as they lift their head to see what is happening around them. It helps parents to communicate with the baby and understand their cues. The reason these benefits stand out for me is because, as I mentioned in the beginning, I come from a childcare background and I am fully aware of these small things like developing their senses at an early age, why it has so many benefits. These days parents are so busy and do not sit down with their babies. So if I can assist parents to get to know the babies and give them different ways to bond and communicate with the baby, it is well worth my while. The other reason why I'm passionate about tummy time is because I have studied kinesiology, brain gym in the past, and I know how important it is for your baby to learn the first stages of crawling. And tummy time can assist with this process and help them to achieve the milestones that they go through when they start to crawl. Some babies may hate tummy time, and the question is, why do some babies hate tummy time? Here are a few suggestions. There are umpteen, but here are a few suggestions. Pain. A baby in pain may not like this posture. I cannot stress enough that if your baby is in pain, it should not be ignored. However, tummy time is known to assist, as I said, with ailments such as colic and reflux, but please be aware that it is not advisable to put your child on their tummy if they are really in pain and screaming. Please consult a medical consultant. If a baby is having a medical treatment or has special needs, always check with a healthcare professional before performing these exercises. If they are unwell or if they have just been immunised, wait for at least 24 hours. Another reason why babies might not like tummy time is they might be which is called sensory confusion. When we think of our senses, we think of the 5 senses, right? Which is taste, hearing, touch, smell and eyesight. Well, the one we often forget is a sense of movement, which is a vestibular system. This is responsible for balance and coordination, which is vital for our survival. Many parents tend to wait until 4 to 5 months when the baby is more stable, as they may have control to start tummy time, which is ironic, as one of the many benefits of tummy time is to increase head and shoulder and neck muscles. So you can imagine that if you put your baby down on the tummy when they are 4 to 5 months old, it is going to be a weird sensation for them. Think of going in a waltzer at a fairground. It feels scary, right? And you may scream. Well, in my experience, if you start tummy time from an early age, your baby will not have that feeling and will be happy to be on their tummy. Postural imbalances. Sometimes babies are born with postural imbalances, and this may cause your baby discomfort if they lie on their tummy. Although tummy time can help with these conditions, it is better to speak to a medical advisor, e.g. a GP or a physiotherapist, to find out how your baby can benefit from tummy time if they have any postural imbalances. Here are some other tips to help you with tummy time. It is really important that tummy time should be supervised at all times. It is best to do when your baby is awake and not too tired. That is in a quiet, alert state when they've just woken up and they're just sort of before they get really tired. It's what you call the quiet, alert state. That's the best time to do tummy time. In the beginning, your baby might not enjoy tummy time. They may only be able to tolerate 1 or 2 minutes at a time, but please do not give up. This is perfectly normal. Just give them 2 minutes or so and build it up gradually. If your baby cries when you put them on the tummy or on the floor, get on the floor with them, as they may find it easier if they can see you. Your baby will find it easier if they can take the weight off the little elbows, so you can place a rolled up towel or blanket or a cushion under them. This can ease them into enjoying it more, but please bear in mind that tummy time is always baby-led. Newborn babies can move their heads slightly, and it is best to do tummy time with them on your chest. You can rub their back as you cuddle them. If your baby really does not enjoy tummy time and they are struggling with it, here are some ideas that may assist you to encourage them. These ideas are also a great way to engage the more engaged baby to bond with you and to communicate with you. Interesting materials and an enticing environment are a great way to encourage a baby that does not like tummy time. As kids, we all loved pulling the paper off our presents and making noises with wrapping paper. I must say I still love doing that now. Maybe it is a little kid inside me wanting to come out and play. So enticing but safe materials for supervised, stress-free tummy time experiences is the way to go. Make it fun for your little precious bundle of yours. Here are a few ideas that you can use. Bubble wrap taped to the floor. We all have some of that lying around, and what a great way to use it instead of throwing it away to landfill. You can also use an aquatic baby mat. Some other favourites of mine are placing them on their tummy on the grass outside. No, I'm not kidding. This is a great place for them to get the sense of different textures, and it is fun too. Some other ideas is to get your little one into tummy time is to use props, as they are a great way to get your baby to turn their head in different directions. Babies love to hear different sounds, and if you provide things to encourage them, that is half the battle to engaging them whilst they're on their tummy. You could use a rattle or a favourite toy, put it in front of them and lie on the floor with them. As you move the rattle in different directions, they will be more inclined to turn their head to the sound. And if they see you there as well, you may even get a smile. When they get a bit older, you can put it slightly out of reach, which will encourage them to stretch their hands out towards the object, which will also encourage them to use their hands to start moving. As they stretch, they are starting the first stages of crawling. You can also use different textures, such as a crinkly bit of paper, to make different sounds to get their attention. And as I said, you can lie them on the grass. That's a different texture on their tummy as well. Another favourite of mine is mirror play. There are so many benefits of mirror play, but as we are focusing on tummy time here are a few tips for mirror tummy time. Place a mirror in front of your baby while they are on the tummy. Use a cushion to support them if necessary. They can watch their reflection. They may not recognise themselves, but they will have fun looking at the mirror. You can also lie on the floor with them. They will see a familiar face in the mirror, which will make it a more enjoyable experience for your baby. You can even sing to them and do some finger play with them whilst you are both lying together in front of the mirror. You will be amazed at the response you will get. You can watch your baby's smiles and their cues as they communicate with you. When they get older, you can play games and make funny faces and make sounds with them. This not only encourages them to lift their head and shoulders, which helps them to strengthen those muscles, but it also encourages them to look at you and to watch what you are doing. And in time, they will start smiling at you and making their own faces as they communicate with you. They will also be learning hand-eye coordination. There are so many amazing benefits to mirror time with your baby. I've only touched on it. One of my all-time favourite activities with the baby is playing peekaboo with them. And when they are on their tummy, it is a great way to bond with them and encourage them. It makes it a fun activity for you both to do together. This can be a great game to play with them as they are bonding and engaging with you. They forget that they do not like it as you are close by. Lying down at their level is a great way to encourage them to lift their head as you play peekaboo. There are several things that you can use to play peekaboo with. I like to use something like a scarf or a muslin square. Playing peekaboo is also a great way to build confidence and helps with separation anxiety. The final prop that I want to mention is using balls. Balls can be used in a number of ways. A large yoga ball. This is not recommended for the younger baby. It's best to do if they are 6 months, as their neck control at that age is much better and much stronger. When you are doing ball play with your baby, always ensure that you are holding your baby at all times and do not leave them unattended. You can also include the dads in this, so you can do this. Together with both parents. Put a blanket or something soft on the ball and sit your baby on the ball. When they are able to support their head and neck slightly, bouncing them gently on the ball can be a fun activity. You could also rotate your baby around in a sitting position or rock them backwards and forwards. This encourages spatial awareness and balance. It also encourages them to lift their head and neck to see what you are doing. You can also engage with them even more and sing while you are doing so. Here is an example or a song. You can use a clock by going tick tock, as you go forwards and as you go backwards. The other one you can do for an older baby is lie them over the ball so your baby is facing you. Lie the baby over the ball with the arms in front of them, dropped over the ball. Ensure the baby is well supported around the middle. From here, you can rock the baby backwards and forwards, gently and slowly. You can also move them back around in a circle. Sing a song while you are doing it. This could be anything, but make it something simple and fun. For the younger baby, balls can be used in a number of ways. One way is to use a see-through ball and place it in front of your baby and lie down on the floor with your baby so they can see you through the ball. Small balls which flash can be rolled in front of your baby. This can also encourage those babies who may not be interested in tummy time to participate. That's a very brief description of props, and I hope it has helped you to find some props. You can always use props that you have in the home as well. Now for a brief description of the developmental milestones in regards to tummy time. The first 3 weeks of tummy time up to 4 months. A newborn baby has very little head control and neck control. At birth, their heads are around a third of their body size, and the heaviest part as it contains the brain and skull. At this stage, tummy time is best done cheek down on you, for example, lying on your tummy. And some babies may be able to lift their heads, but it is a real effort. At this stage, babies are very fetile. Their arms are often bent with their hands close to their shoulders, and their knees are bent under their hips. They can move and may make wriggling or crawling movements propelled by their feet. Tummy time at this stage is best done on the parent's chest. The recommended time for tummy time at this stage is 15 to 30 seconds or maybe even 2 minutes a day in short bursts during waking periods. Remember, it is better to do smaller amounts and remember, it is always baby-led. When they get a bit older, 6 to 8 months, At this stage, the baby is becoming more alert and much more skilled at being on their tummy. Their arms are becoming much stronger, and they may start to reach with one hand for something such as a toy. They may start using movements such as pushing backwards while in tummy time using their hands. They may also be able to start pivoting in a semicircle direction as the hands and arms are much stronger. They may also start rolling over from back to front and back again. Tummy time for this age is more self-directed, as they prefer being on their tummies and they like to explore what is going on around them. Tummy time at this stage is on the floor, and recommended time may depend a lot on their playtime on their tummy, as they prefer to be sitting or crawling. Remember again, everything is baby-led and each baby is different. Here's some few tips of when tummy time is not advisable. There may be times when it is best to avoid tummy time, and here are a few guidelines. Never force movements or go against the baby's will. Stop if they are not enjoying it. Try again another time, and try a different way of doing it the next time. I have given you a few examples, but please do remember, as I keep saying, it is baby-led, and some babies may take a little time to get used to doing it. It is also not advisable to do tummy time with your baby if they are tired or hungry, as they have other concerns and they may not be interested. If your baby has just been immunised, it is best to wait for at least 24 hours before doing tummy time. This may be obvious, but if your baby is unwell, it is best to leave it until they feel better and are more alert. They are not likely to want to lie on the tummy. They may just want cuddles and skin-to-skin time with you to reassure them. In general, I would just say listen to your baby's cues. They will tell you if they want you to stop. If in doubt, stop and check if your baby is okay before continuing. The other important one to remember is if your baby has got any medical treatments or has special needs, always check with a healthcare professional before starting tummy time activities. Just as a reminder, please remember, as I keep saying, and it's really important, that tummy time is always baby-led. If they are getting tired or fussy, give them a cuddle and try again later. You do not want to force tummy time, but doing it a little bit each day is so much better than doing it not at all. I hope you found what I shared on tummy time helpful, and that you start including it in your daily routine. I've put together a free cheat sheet where I demonstrate some tummy time moves. You can access it from the episode notes, which are accessible at mybabymassage.net/podcast/016. That's mybabymassage.net/podcast/016. Thank you so much for listening.